Alright, so the aim of this bit of DVD is just to kind of demystify importing a Japanese console, see what you get if you want a Japanese Wii. We're going to be importing a lot of Japanese games ourselves and reviewing them. Japanese games tend to come out a lot earlier than Europe. It's a traditional Nintendo thing. It's got a bit better recently, but I think there's a lot of very interesting games out in Japan at the time of filming this that aren't out in Europe, and you shouldn't deny yourselves them. If you want to import a console, it's kind of traditional thing to do if you're a Nintendo fan. Just do it, and it's what it's about, just to kind of like demystify it and show you that nothing to be afraid of. So yeah, let me show you what you get. The box is very much like the European box, nothing special there. You've got the only bit that kind of signifies it's a Japanese box is the Japanese writing on the side. The other thing is no Wii Sports. You won't be getting Wii Sports in the package. You have to buy that separately. So there's no Wii Sports on the box there. You've probably played Wii Sports anyway, loads of times, so that doesn't matter. So yeah, let's have a look at what you get in the actual package here. We've taken it all out and had a go, so this isn't still in its wrapping, but you get the Wii console here. This has got a kind of model number and the kind of Japanese information here. So that's how you show you've got a Japanese console, is what's on the base of your Wii there. So that's that. We've got all the usual stuff. We've got the little plate somewhere in here. We've got the nunchuck. We've got the controller here. It's going to split all out everywhere. The sensor bar stand, the stand. It's all the same. It's all the same. Now we're going to talk about power for a bit. This is the Japanese. I feel like a TV chef. Let's get all this out of the way. So this is the Japanese power pack. Now this is the only real thing that's going to kind of like differ substantially from what you were used to with the European console. You can see it's got Japanese kind of power input on the end. The American one is the same. Now what we've discovered, more through accident design, is that the UK power pack works absolutely fine with any Wii. Now this wasn't always the case with consoles. We've mentioned it in the mag before. We suspected it would be an incidence of using a step-down converter. Because Japanese consoles and American consoles are expecting a different current to what we have in Europe. If you plug a European power pack usually into like a Japanese or American device, it will literally blow up. So, but what we found out is UK power pack works fine. So one of the biggest kind of stumbling blocks to importing is gone. Get yourself a UK power pack. You should be able to, maybe if someone's got a spare UK Wii. That's not going to happen actually. Maybe you can find one in a shop or something. Plug it into your Japanese Wii and you'll be fine. Or buy yourself a step down. They're not too expensive now. You're going from the 50 Hertz to 60 Hertz, so I got that right, or 240 volts stepping down to, I think it's 120 or so. So yeah, get yourself a step down, it'll work fine. So, that's it. Pretty much everything's the same. Buy that, that's it. You can play Japanese games. Also want to show you what you get in the manual package. Much nicer than the European stuff. This is like a manual correction. I'll ignore that. This is the kind of Club Nintendo stuff. Now you will be able to register points. This is the Japanese version of Europe's kind of Stars catalogue. So they have these little. It's an interesting thing here. This is called a QR code, and these are found on a lot of advertisements in Japan and a lot of kind of promotional devices, and they're scanned in by mobile phones. They've been going since about 1994. I'm not reading this, and you scan them in and it will give you a URL on your mobile phone. So that will probably be an automatic scan in if you're kind of like points for this Club Nintendo product. There's some fantastic stuff available on Club Nintendo in Japan that I don't think Nintendo will let you register a UK address and register your points, but you're welcome to give it a go. What else we've got here? So this is just registering your console. Now the manuals are very, very nice here in Japan. I think we've got some of these diagrams in the European stuff. You get a kind of, I think this is a quick start guide. This is a very detailed guide to all the channels. It's very nice. Something about the Japanese age ratings there. They've adopted a system very much like ours. Much better symbols, like the ghost for scary content. And yeah, I'm not sure what includes money. Not sure about that. And yeah, loads of Wii Channel stuff here. Very nice, very colourful, much better than the UK manual. And lastly, this is the famous one, I think. If you've seen the warning codes in here, it's absolute brilliant entertainment, almost worth the cost of the console alone. You know, things not to do with your console, e.g. smack someone in the face with it, pour your bottle of cola on the top, put it on your head. If you find a four-leaf clover, whatever you do, don't put it in the back of your Wii. Wii does prefer to have a blanket off when it goes to bed, and so on. Really good stuff. So that's a famous Japanese manual. One more thing is TV leads. Now this is the other kind of bone of contention as regards importing. Is this console going to give me a picture? If you're talking about 10 years ago, you might have got your kind of Japanese or American N64 and you've got it home, got it imported, put it in your TV, and it doesn't work. It gives you a black and white picture, or no picture at all. What you get in the Japanese box is your composite cables. These are the ones that have your yellow, white and blue. This is what you got in the UK box. Now if you've got a TV that's compatible with NTSC signals, these will work absolutely fine. You don't need to worry. Most TVs made in like the last 15, 20 years, they work with NTSC. I think now we can say you're very unlikely to have a problem with Japanese or American TV cables. There are little converter boxes you can get, NTSC to PAL, if you have a TV that isn't compatible. Won't give you a very good picture. They're quite cheap, tend to overheat as well. But you know, you don't need to worry about never getting a picture out of your Japanese Wii. It's not going to be a problem. And what you can also get in Japan, which you'll probably find are more common over in Japan and you can import than in America or the UK. We've got the S-Video lead, which is the one with the kind of black circular socket there. That will give you a better picture than composite. But what you really want to do is step up to this baby, which is component. So we've got green, red and blue for the video. The reason why it's so much better, most video cables combine all the colours into one signal. It's a bit kind of bleeding, a bit of sort of messing up. These separate the colours out. If you've got a TV with these inputs, you want this lead. Quite hard to come by. This is the audio side of it, but definitely worth getting. Games look beautiful with component. Okay, so yeah, that is what you get in the Japanese Wii package. Nothing to be afraid of. It's all fine. Import it. It'd probably be quite cheap. Imported consoles tend to be expensive before the UK version comes out. People trying to get a PlayStation 3 now will be paying £1,000 or more. These won't be expensive because not many people will necessarily want one in the UK because they won't know that they can get better games. They can get all the games first. So get on an importer. Have a look at our magazine. We recommend some. Get on eBay, and yeah, you can open up a world of Japanese fun. And yeah, we'll have a look at games in a sec. So this is SD SCAD Hammers, the super deformed mech game, Gundam game. So yeah, have you got anything to be afraid of as regards Japanese games? Absolutely not. Obviously, there's a language barrier going on here. Let's just have a look at what you get in the package. This is a kind of warranty thing here. Yeah, that's that. Another one of these little Club Nintendo things with a QR code. And then, you know, manual's pretty much as you'd expect if I can get out of the package. So, you know, the usual stuff. Just all in a language you probably, statistically, don't understand. So, and then obviously the game disc is exactly your normal game disc. All pretty obvious stuff. You don't need me to tell you that Wii games are almost the same. But you're probably wondering if they're going to run. As I said, you know, when we were taking apart the console, as long as you've got the TV that's compatible with NTSC signal, sorry, there'll be no problem. You know, all games will work. Importing them shouldn't be too expensive these days. Used to be it would cost, you know, £100 to get some of the kind of really big stuff in the N64 days. Now, you know, you pay a little bit over the odds, you know, importing costs and so on, but you know, it shouldn't. There's some American games especially that won't set you back very much at all, especially with the conversion rate. As we do this DVD, it's kind of like $2 is £1, so you're getting games almost half price, which is really nice. And yeah, I don't know if any parents are watching. You know, we've got these sort of Japanese age ratings are very much like the like the British ones, and you can find out more information about that online. But you know, most games are, you know, like on most Nintendo consoles, pretty suitable for the whole family. And yeah, just pop it in your Wii like you would any other game, and off you go. You can't, at the moment, play Japanese games on the UK console, you can't play US games on a Japanese console, and so on and so on. It's pretty likely someone's going to work a fix for that soon, so you would have a disc, a kind of third-party disc you put in your Wii. It will say, insert your Japanese game now, and then you can play a Japanese game on the UK Wii. But, you know, just to avoid the kind of hassle of that occasionally not working, you know, just get yourself an import machine. Yeah, so that's a Japanese game. So just want to talk a little bit about translation issues, Japanese language thing. Some games, some DS games, some Wii games do have English in them. You can sometimes find an option scrolled away in the options that will switch on English. As again, Wing Island does have a little bit of English in it, but quite often menus are in English, even if the rest of the game is in Japanese. And you know, games are games. You know, if you're not looking at a really text-heavy RPG, you can play a Japanese game. You know, just fumble your way through it and have a flick through the manual. And normally, Japanese manual is very colourful and very illustrative, so you should be able to work out what's going on. You know, I know some people are a bit afraid they'll just be stuck in a Japanese game, so they don't know what's going on, they won't enjoy it. You will, you know. You imagine playing something like Super Mario Galaxy in Japanese, you know, you miss a bit of the story, but does Mario have a story that you really want to know? So, yeah, you know, you might have a problem. If you do, there's plenty of people online now who are playing through these games, understand Japanese, and will have translation guides on the internet. We'll help with some of the bigger games as well. So, yeah, that's a really good way to kind of fight your way through if you hit a kind of translation roadblock. But yeah, so yeah, don't worry about a language issue. And yeah, we'll always mention in our reviews if a game is going to be complicated in Japanese. You know, if it's a game you should really avoid because it really is incomprehensible. So yeah, stick with us and we'll let you know what's good. Hello readers, I'm sitting on the desk for this one, which is the, I'm just going to tell you about Virtual Console, and be a bit more casual about this. So these are Japanese Wii Points cards. You are going to need these if you want to download from the Japanese Virtual Console. Now this is one really good reason to import a machine. The Japanese Virtual Console list is much better than the US and the UK at this point in time. And ongoing as well. They've got loads of developers signed up to do stuff. I think there'll be some independent games coming out, judging from the list of developers they've announced. But stumbling block. If you want to play Virtual Console games, you cannot use your credit card. You can't use your UK credit card. You cannot use UK Wii Points cards. So you're going to have to get these. Now you can import these just like you would import a game. You know, just go to your importer, order some Wii Points cards. They're not going to be in short supply. And yeah, they've just got a code, as all Wii Points cards have. They're just the same as the UK ones. Put your code in, and then you get your points. Then you can download some great games on the Japanese service. So it's well worth doing if you want to get the real pick of the retro goodies. Yeah, the only other option is if you have a Japanese credit card for some bizarre reason, then yeah, you can tap that in and you can buy games. But you know, it's not a realistic option for most of us. Yeah, so that is the Virtual Console if you're importing.